Whether their summer was jam-packed with activities or filled with complaints about being so bored with nothing to do, kids, they have a tough time getting back to school. So joining us with tips for a smooth transition, clinical psychologist Dr. Tim Hope.
Morning.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Nice to see you.
We're going to separate this into two segments. First, we're going to talk about the emotional and the intellectual challenges and needs, and then later, we're going to talk about what you can do to make the transition a little easier. So let's talk about the emotional side of it. Why is it so difficult?
Well, think about this. The major task for children, one of the major jobs that they're going to be doing is going to school. And so whether they're going to kindergarten for the first time or they're going to a new school, like going to a middle school, or you've moved to a new area, it's a shift. Every time you're moving out of the summertime, which is a lot more unstructured and fun, into school time, which can bring all sorts of anxieties for kids.
And I imagine, because your tips are always to use communication, so you talk to your child. What do you want to talk to them about, when the clock turns to August and you're thinking about school again?
Yeah, so you're starting to look at August. You might notice that your child is getting a little bit out of sorts for themselves. And you can start to open the conversation with, oh, geez, look, we're going to be going back to school at the end of the month or right after Labor Day. And what are you looking forward to about that? What might you not be looking forward to about that? And so it just opens the conversation so you can begin to lay out the land of what might your child be thinking about, what might your child be concerned about.
And it's also important to talk about the fact that, look, you're not in this alone, like it is when you're combating anything. There are other people who are sharing this plate, so the more that you can familiarize them and tell them that, the better.
Yeah, everyone around them is going to be sending their kids to school. If they have kids in various ages, maybe some of them will be in your child's grade, some will be older, maybe they have older siblings that they can look toward. So everybody goes through this in one way or another. And so that really helps to normalize it and give your child an opportunity to say, well, all right, I'd like to go with my friend, or I'd like to talk with my big brother about what his experience was like going to kindergarten.
Let's talk about the transition, from elementary to middle or middle to high school. You say a good thing is popping into the school.
Sure, why not? So you get to explore, what does the grounds look like? Are you going to be taking the bus? Are you going to be walking to school? Are you going to be getting a ride there? And start to get that routine so you get exposure to that context, so you get an idea of, oh, this isn't such a scary thing. It's just another school like any other school.
It's probably a lot like going to the doctor. Myself and a lot of people are terrified of needles, but once it's not the needle we're terrified of, it's the thought of it.
It's that anticipation.
And once we talk it through and once we feel a little bit better about it, the needle, it's just a small inconvenience.
That's right.
Now later in the show we have strategies.
Yeah.
Not only the chatting about it, we have actual physical strategies to help the kids with their transition.
Right.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.